Yeah.
What?
Oh, no. LiftTheChucks.com has the juice.
So UFC 296 has officially been announced. Colby Covington versus Leon Edwards, and then the co-main event is Alexandre Pantoja versus Brandon Royval. I'm even pronouncing that right, excuse me. I mean, the biggest question for me now, looking at all that, what's going on with Sean O'Malley? What's going on with Conor McGregor? Are they going to end up shooting these guys maybe more towards maybe January, February? I mean, that changes a lot of things. You know, there's maybe a potential matchup for me and Merab, or Murat, I should say. So there's a lot of plans that are being changed, but obviously the UFC is just pulling triggers. I think with Colby Covington against a guy like Leon Edwards, like I told you guys before, I think Colby Covington's really I think it's a great matchup for him. I think Kamaru Usman, when he lost the second matchup, he was playing more of the game of trying to strike, trying to kind of he wasn't using his wrestling as much as he was in the first fight. So I don't know what the game plan was the second fight, but in the first fight, when he did fight Leon Edwards, it was besides him getting head kicked and then eventually getting knocked out, he was winning that fight. He was fighting the best fight you could possibly think. Very tactical, very strategic, taking this dude down, ground and pounding him, letting him up, doing the X, Y, and Z, and that's what it is. That's what it is. But the thing with Colby Covington and Leon Edwards is Colby Covington just has one style, and that style is to just wrestle, to hug you, call it whatever it is that you want to call it. I think what's made Colby Covington the controversial character that he has now is, yeah, his fight style is boring. He will go out there, he will just hug your leg, and he will do that. But Colby does finish people. He literally takes you down. He eventually starts pounding, and he starts doing X, Y, and Z. So this matchup is perfect for Colby. I think we are going to have a new champion. I think I don't think Leon Edwards striking takedown defense is going to be enough for a guy like Colby Covington. Colby Covington, his time is just coming. The only person that could really beat Colby Covington is just another great wrestler. Another wrestler who can really defend takedowns. Another wrestler who is willing to, to make Colby Covington fight on his feet. You know, a guy with good defense. A guy like Kamaru Usman. A guy like Hamza Chimaev. A guy like Bo Nickel. The problem is at 170 pounds right now, they don't exist. They absolutely don't exist. So I'm sorry to say this, guys. You know, Leon Rocky Edwards, you fought for the title. You defended your title. But I just think now his time is done. His time is officially done. So I have Colby Covington stylistically, just for the simple fact that that's all he knows is wrestling, which is absolutely ridiculous, but that's all he knows is absolute wrestling. And I think for that simple reason, it could also be a strength. And in this position, because of the simple fact that Leon's defense is still a little suspect, we have a new champion, and his name is Colby Chaos Covington. And for the co-main event, we have Brandon Royval versus Alexandre Pantoja. It's a great matchup for Pantoja. Pantoja's a scrapper. Royval he's tough, I guess you could say, but when it comes time to, train with those other guys, when it gets time to fight that one percenters, champions, contenders, he never shows up. It's either injured shoulder or he gets tapped out, but something's going on that he needs to figure it out. So for that reason, I think stylistically, for a guy like Pantoja's got it. Pantoja's got it, and I can see Pantoja literally winning this matchup. by either submission or ground and pound TKO. But on that fight for UFC 296, I have him by submission. I think he's too good. I think his trainer's running. I think the simple fact that Brandon Moreno didn't want to fight him just lets you know to what extent he wants to be champ for a minute. He wants to remain champion for a very long time. He's trying to stay active, and I can appreciate that, and I really do respect that. I just think Pantoja is just a little too much for Brandon Royval, but he already has a victory over him. He takes it back. I think he ends it the exact same way. What you got for me, Matthew?
So we're talking about the December card, UFC 296. Are you interested in being on this card versus Merab?
Of course. The UFC, they've offered me the fight. I want the fight. There's two people that I do want. I want Merab or I want Aljamain Sterling. And if I have to wait as long as I can to get those fights, then I'll wait. To me, it's not an issue, but I think there's always, the door could be cracked open a little bit more just for the simple fact that Sean O'Malley, if he loses to Chito Vera, he's done. I think for a guy like Sean O'Malley, he might be looking for another opponent. So I think we may end up getting Chito Vera once again. So who knows, man? Everything's up in the air, but December 16th for Triple C is looking fine and dandy. I just get the phone call, we sign the contract, and I'm ready to go. But either way, UFC 295 with those two fights, with the main event and the co-main event, yeah, it's not McGregor, yeah, it's not O'Malley versus whoever the hell, but it's actually still a very good card.